Today on the KLR 650, I am going to change the engine oil and oil filter and conduct the adjustment on the balance chain, better known as a doohickey. Warm up the engine, let it run for about 5-10 minutes so the oil can flow easily. Remove the oil drain plug underneath the engine. On the oil drain plug, Kawasaki recommends you change the washer. This one looks good, so I am not going to change it. Put the plug back in after you're done draining the oil from the engine. And torque the plug to 21 foot-pounds, 29 newton meters. Remove both bolts on the oil filter cover. Be careful not to break the oil cover. Use a small screwdriver to pry the oil cover away from the housing. And then you can remove it with your hand. Remove the oil filter. Pull out the center tube from the oil filter. New oil filter. I apply oil to the rubber sections of the filter. Insert the tube into the filter, noting the section that is stepped down goes into the oil filter housing. Place filter in the housing. Remove the O-ring around the filter cover. Clean the area where the O-ring sits. And now install your new O-ring. Make sure when you install this cover, that tab is facing down and the arrow is facing at 12 o'clock. Before I do insert this, I'll give the O-ring a light coat of oil. And now we can just place the cover back onto the housing. A couple of taps and she's in. Insert both bolts into the housing cover. I use the ratchet one-handed to tighten those two bolts, being careful not to over tighten them. But if you do want to torque them, they do have a torque spec, and it's 78 inch-pounds or 8.8 newton meters. Remove the fill plug. (2014) Kawasaki KLR 650 with an oil filter change requires 2.6 US quarts, 2.5 liters. Install the fill plug. Start the engine, let it run for about a minute or two, get that oil circulating. Shut it off, let it sit for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then do your oil check by uprighting the motorcycle and checking the sight glass on the right side of the motorcycle. The level should be anywhere between that low and high mark. Remove the rubber cover. Go ahead and back off on the adjuster bolt 1 to 2 turns. Some guys will tap on the side cover with a rubber mallet. They say that it'll help the adjuster to unstick. Snug up that adjusting bolt and then torque the adjustment bolt down to 115 inch-pounds. Put the cover back on that bolt and you're done. Well, that's it. Engine oil change is complete, along with the adjustment on the balance chain / doohickey adjustment. And we're good to go for a few more miles. Any questions, comments, leave them down below. Stuff that I use, I'll have links to in the description area. Everyone ride safe, God bless, and maybe I'll see you out on the road.